Oh, good morning, everyone. Oh, this is our first live broadcast. Got to tell you, I'm a little anxious today. We've been planning on this for a couple months now, and this is our first attempt. So I hope I don't blow it. See a lot of folks coming in. I'll look down at. It's going to be just me this morning. First of all, happy Easter, everyone. Joan is on grandbaby duty this morning, so we're going to let her take care of that. Hopefully, we'll have her in here for some future ones. So we'll cross our fingers on that. She wanted me to tell you that sorry she couldn't attend this morning, but had a higher calling. Grandbabies are higher callings for Joan. So I see there's a number of folks that's already joined us. Good morning, Mary. Good to see you, and glad you're here. And San Dollar Ray, hi. I see a lot of our subscribers on here. April, good morning. Melinda, good to see you as well. Allie, it's good to see you too. Hi, Ty. Thanks. I see you said you've been following us for about 2 years. Thank you so much. We appreciate all of our subscribers, and it's been a lot of fun. Hi, Greg. Good to see you. Bill, good morning. It's good to see you as well. Chris, Nancy, hi. We're seeing lots of folks coming on board that's subscribers and following us. So it's been a lot of fun. Before we go into questions and answers, I'll just kind of cover a few things about what's going on at iLoveRVlife and the Neal household. All's good. No crazy announcements this morning or anything like that. But we've had some challenges. Oh my gosh. We've had some crazy challenges that's been going on. Morning, Brian. Good to see you. We've had an incident. I laugh about it. Might as well. I mean, there's no use crying. Might as well laugh about it. So you've seen the new Montana that we bought in January and brought it home early February. Took a couple trips in it. There's a video you're not going to see because I was so beside myself, I just didn't have the heart to do it. So a couple weeks ago, we always go pre-COVID. We always go to Nashville, sometime late March, early April, and then we try to go again in September. We're big fans of Nashville, and with all the things that's been going on up there, bless their hearts. We just have skipped Nashville. So we were so excited. Finally, 2 years, almost 2 years since we've been to Nashville. And we decided it was time to go again. It was an awful trip. It was terrible. It did not work out well at all. We got there, it was 70-degree weather. We were excited. It rained. It turned off cold, 20, 25-mile-an-hour winds. Going downtown was just miserable. It was just bad timing, bad luck. But that's not what really happened. I hit a tree with our camper. Yeah, I did. Make a long story short, I can't believe this. I've been pulling a camper for over 8 years now. Over 8 years. And good morning, piggyback. I know, no, I know. Ellie, I know, I did. It wasn't as bad as it could have been, just because Joan and I have a good system. Morning, Don and Geraldine, good to see you this morning. Here's what happened. It was just something so simple. It was just something so simple. We have these little walkie-talkies, these little Midland walkie-talkies, and Joan and I have worked out a great system and worked together. Yeah, we're still married. For those of you who have had those moments. And I have her go back in the back, and she watches both sides and make sure everything is going to be okay. And we had a big tree that came up that had a giant limb that was the size of the tree that went off to the side. And I'm trying, to make sure that we've got plenty of space to put out our chairs, thinking we were going to have good weather. And I could see that limb, and I had her watching it. And I said, would you just walk to the other side of the camper and look and just make sure I'm not going to hit the picnic table? And I didn't tell her to come back. My fault. It was my fault. I didn't tell her to come back. And I made the mistake of saying we were already where we were supposed to be. And I said, let me Let me pull up just a little bit and cut it just a little closer. The famous last words. And I cut about 10 feet of roof off the side of the camper. And if you know how the camper rolls on these fifth wheels, where you have that aluminum extrude, crushed it into the side of the roof. About $13,000 worth of damage. Yeah, holy cow. Good news is they finished it on Thursday. I got a brand new roof. Everything's put back on. They were letting all the lap sealant dry Friday. I'm supposed to get it back Monday. That's why there was no video last week. I don't have anything, any place to film. We're in the home office. This is welcome to Macon Web Designs. This is my business. This is what I take on the road with us. This is the home office with all the big editing computers and all that stuff. Needless to say, this is unsponsored. I'll just share with you the parties that were involved. We made the change 2 years ago to Geico Insurance. We had used Good Sam's. We've used several other parties in the past. I got to share with you. I know you hear horror stories about the insurance companies good and this one's bad and that type of stuff. They were fantastic. They actually sent an agent to Nashville the day I called. I called that morning by 2 o'clock that afternoon. He was there. Most pleasant, kind fellow, soothing, and they did the estimate. The estimate was wrong, as most times, because once they start peeling back things, they find problems. We're in Middle Georgia, so Midstate RV is located in Byron. And they have, I think, like a 10 or 12 bay full body shop. They can repaint Class A's and do all this type of stuff. He said he puts on about 2 roofs a week. Believe it or not, it's hard to believe. They got us in. We got back on a Sunday, delivered it on a Friday. They've had it for 2 weeks, and I think I get it back Monday. So brand new roof. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. So anyway, that's why you haven't seen us. In the world of RVs, stuff happens. I'll say that in a nice way. And this happened, and it was just because Jerry took his eye off the ball for 15 seconds. It just happened that quick. 15 seconds, boom, damage was done. Fortunately, the system we have that prevent it from having worse, we realized what was going on quickly, stop, slam on brakes. I'm able to maneuver the RV around and kept from doing further damage, by cutting the wheels and pulling it away from the tree as quickly as possible. So anyway, that's what happened. So we'll get us a new roof. We're going with a roof type called a PVC roof. This is not your TPO or rubbery roof. It's bright, bright, bright white. It's got like a 30-year warranty on it. Easy to clean. It's just one of those things. So anyway, where's Jerry and Joan been? Sitting in the house. Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. No, Don. It was not her fault. It was Jerry's fault. It was my fault. I'm the guy that's asked. She's my eyes. She's my second set of eyes, and I did not ask her to come back to the other side. So I goofed up. I goofed up bad. So anyway, all's going to be good. We get it back on Monday, and we'll get it fixed. Piggyback said your Grand Canyon cost you $10K. Yeah, fortunately, my exposure is $500. I paid for a little extra insurance and got the $500 deductible. So it won't be too bad. Allie, we are human. No one was hurt. The tree wasn't even hurt. I just scraped a little bit of bark off of it. So no big deal. So somebody shoot me a text and just let me, Kevin, you said Midstate RV is good. Yeah, they are good. If you're in Middle Georgia, and you need any type of maintenance or something, again, this is unsponsored. They don't even know I'm doing this. They do all my maintenance, wheel packing, that type of stuff. They've done it for the 7-8 years we've owned RVs, and they're top shelf, do high quality work. So Cafe Bustelo this morning. Hope you're enjoying your coffee. My one addiction. But anyway, all's good, and they're good people. So let me share with you a few things, and then we'll go into a question and answer. We have, being that we've been down for 2 weeks, we've got a lot of projects planned. We've got a trip coming up locally that we're going to take this week. I'm going to tease you, but we're going to go to one of the big farms, big peach farms, big strawberry farms, and it's a great place. We've never been. Our daughter Julie and the three grandbabies and her husband Josh, they go out there every year. Um, it's the peak of strawberry season. They had the big strawberry festival last weekend. We couldn't go to that. So we're going to go out there and we will film this farm. And yeah, there's two of them here in the area. I don't know that we're going to make it to both of them, but we'll go to one. And if you come to the Middle Georgia area, the place to look for is Lake Tobesofkee. That's a right here, right on. It's a recreational lake right here in Middle Georgia. It's a great place. There's two campgrounds I would that you can look at. I do have some links on the website that you can go to. If you get stuck, they've just done a brand new reservation system. It's a beautiful little campground. At one point in time, it was like $25, $26 for full hookups, and it's really really nice. So consider staying there if you can find a space. Call early, like all of them. And there's great farms in the area, downtown. If you want to go to downtown Macon, great historic places. You've probably seen some of the videos. So much music history here. Otis Redding, the Capricorn the Otis Redding. As a matter of fact, they're getting ready to build a new 2-story building, increase the museum for the foundation. It's going to be fantastic. Capricorn Recording Studios has opened up where Allman Brothers and Wet Willie, Razzie Bailey, and just about everybody that was anyone came and wanted to record in those studios. So that's opened up and you can go. I got a video on that you can see where Joel and I went downtown. If you like breweries, there's a handful of craft breweries downtown that are so fun to go to. We've got a good friend at Piedmont, Brian, who's the brewmaster there. There's a couple others that's opened up that are just absolutely spectacular. Great food in all of them. Fun places to go. Family friendly. So don't feel spooked about doing that. And then just a few miles down the road is Warner Robins, and one of the greatest museums that we have here in the area is the Museum of Aeronautical. I think they call it the Air Force Museum is what we refer to it as. It's free. It's a half a day to go through this thing. It's incredible. So, if you come to this area, and I missed this on Thursdays through Sundays. They have the big house, and that's where the Allman Brothers lived at their peak. And a 501c3 bought it. It's full of Allman Brothers memorabilia. It's just absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. So, if you're coming to this area and you want to see some of the cool farms, we're going to video some of those if you want to go downtown and do some of that as well. So I see there's some things coming in. Alan, good morning. Good to see you. Let's see. And thanks for all the kind words that everybody's saying about the damage to the RV. All's good. We're going to be back on the road soon, and we'll share some trips here in just a few minutes. Mary, I'm glad you're glad to hear about the farms. One of the ones that we'll be going to is a Harvest Host. We're probably going to start doing some Harvest Hosts. We're not members yet. We're probably going to become one. The reason that we haven't done it in the past was our old Gateway had small tanks. Very small tanks, almost unusable to try to do anything more than a 2 or 3 boondock. It's terrible. But that's, we had never planned on doing any boondocking. What we've got now, we can stay out a full week, easy breezy, no problem whatsoever. Plenty of water, plenty of black tank. Matter of fact, we don't have to dump a black tank. We just tested to see how long we could last, and we went 2 weeks and 2 days, and everybody said, oh, I bet it smelled like a barnyard. Nope. Happy Campers, everyone. If you're not using Happy Campers in your black tank, use Happy Campers or RV Digest It. It's a liquid. They're both the same. They're an active enzyme. They're absolutely fantastic. And then we've got, I think you saw the video on the generator. I'll talk about one of the upcoming projects on that as well. We've got a couple things going on. Cheryl and Craig, good morning. Glad to see you from South Carolina. And thanks for following our adventures. If you're following our adventures, we had an interesting comment from an individual here recently. It said, "Thank you for saving me from doing all the travel planning. We just follow you." Well, I'm glad that works out. What are your westerly plans? I'll share that here in just a little bit. Nolans, Connie from New Orleans. Good to see you. Spent a lot of time in that area. What a great place. I love Louisiana. We spent, before we started doing videos, Joan and I spent a week in New Iberia, and that was probably late 2015. We went out for 3 months, went all through Texas, Arkansas. Oh, I wish I was doing videos then. We had such great places we went to. We went to New Iberia for one reason. We ate real Cajun food. I'm talking about incredible Cajun food for a solid week, and went to the Tabasco factory. We had so much fun. Hey, Mike from Johnson City, Tennessee. Good to hear you. Maybe my R's will come back. I was born in Bristol. So up there, all my relatives call me Jury. So it's good to see you from up there. Let's see. No life lost. Joe, you're absolutely right on the accident. No, Finn, good morning. Alan, good morning. Northern California Melody. I used to, not too far north, I used to go up to Gilroy back when I was in the telecom engineering business. Go up to Gilroy and out in the desert in Victorville, and spent a lot of time up in Petaluma, and then would slip over to Napa when nobody was looking. So good to hear from you. Don, you again, thank you. The only Southerners that get it right. There's some other good Southerners out here doing it, but where do you purchase Happy Camper? Let's see if I can do this. Let me give a pitch here. I'm gonna cut away here for a second and see if this works. This is my website. If you've never been to iLoveRVlife.com, we're full of blogs that you can go to. And one of the things that you'll notice right here is my accessories page. And then you can click on any of these accessories, like here's your essentials. If you're just starting and haven't been doing this long, this is what I will not leave without it. These are the what I consider the must-haves. Oh yeah, you're going to look at Brooklyn bedding. I got to tell you, that's the most incredible mattress ever. But these items that you see here is every single thing that we use or have used. Some things have changed since we got the Montana. We don't need certain things because of stabilization. RV accessories, you can go down here. You can see those various things that we have. But I have links on the site for things like, I think it falls in maintenance. You were asking about that, but we keep everything in here that we use. There's Happy Campers, so you can click on that and it'll take you to an Amazon link. And that's again, there's just to kind of explain how we work at I Love RV Life. We don't go out and ask for money. That's just not the thing that we do. We still have a business that we run. Making web designs is our web design business, internet marketing business for small businesses. And then I Love RV Life got so big, we actually pulled it in as a client so that I can maintain it properly. So it's gotten kind of big. We're close to 41,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. And we're doing about something like 100,000 hours of viewing every 28 days. We're a mid-sized channel, I guess you would say. But it's and James, you ask, are we retired? We're not. I still run a full business. But since it's my business, we can work a day, play a day. That's a great way to have RV travel. So we are not retired yet. And I don't know if I'll ever retire. I'm having too much fun. But the way we support ourselves, again, is those couple little ads that pop up on YouTube. We get a couple pennies every time something's viewed. So that gives us a few extra dollars to buy. If you were to seeing what I'm operating with right now, I've got 2 laptops going, and I got a big camera going, and I got lights in the area. So all that cost, and we use it and plow it back into I Love RV Life. And then we buy a lot of products. A lot of these products that you saw on the website, we have bought ourselves. I would say 95% of the stuff that you see on there, we have bought, and then we do videos on it. So, and then If we like it, it ends up on the website and it ends up in a video. If we hate it, then, or it didn't work. I just had a product fail here recently. It was a catastrophic failure. Went back to the vendor, said, here's what's wrong with it. And they're actually, I'm surprised I had actually any input. They're making some changes to it. They're going to send me another one. We'll try one more time. But we don't do any negative reviews. So if we see that kind of stuff, then, we kill it. But when you go to our website and if you click on it, it goes to an Amazon link and we get a few pennies from Amazon. So we make a few extra pennies and this all goes into the channel. We make a few pennies off of Amazon sales and we make and you see some other advertisers like Brooklyn Bedding and Halo View Cameras. We're affiliates for them. And they give us a few pennies back on the sales of product as well. So it all adds up, all the pennies in the jar all add up and it allows us to buy more stuff to test and try and things like that. People have asked us, are you going to do Patreon? I don't think so. I don't have a problem with it. There's folks that do, YouTube for a living and, but we don't. This is actually, we treat it like a client. And have fun with it at the same time. So we probably won't do that. And as long as this kind of funds the back end of iLoveRVlife, we'll do that as well. All right. Hello from Myrtle Beach. We were at Myrtle Beach not too long ago. Right. Matter of fact, when COVID broke out, we were at Myrtle Beach and did that. Let's see. Brent, you said our videos are professionally done. Good stories. And bad. We try to keep a lot of the bad out. We don't try to hide things, but we do that. And Manitoba, Canada. Wow, I haven't been to Manitoba. I spent a lot of time up in Montreal and a good bit of time in Ottawa in February. Bad timing. That was back in the other corporate life. Okay, so let's talk about a couple things and we'll go to Q&A. I've got several products. We talked about products here real quickly, so I'll just let you know what's coming up. I won't spend a lot of time on this. But I've got several products that some vendors that we've reviewed in the past have made some upgrades. I think that's going to be really exciting. If I was to turn the camera around, my office here looks like an RV parts depot right now. So I'm not sure that all these will make it because I haven't tested them and I hadn't had an RV. Because it's in the shop, hadn't had it to try. So if you saw here not long ago, OPES, I think OUPES, sent us an 1100 watt battery generator. They've just got a new product out, an 1800 watt battery generator that has a 4500 watt surge. Now think about that, 1800 watts, we can do some really cool stuff. One of the things that we want to be able to do in the fifth wheel is we call it the 3:30 rule. It's not hard and fast, but we try to be at the campground by 3:30 in the afternoon or no more than 330 miles. We break the mileage all the time. We try not to go over 400. That's a long ride in a camper. For those of you who are pulling your RVs in a F-350, you know where I'm talking about. Hey, Terry from Maryland. But one of the things that we want to be able to do is when we pull over in a rest stop or something like that, because we're 60 feet long with the truck, 42 feet of fifth wheel, and then a Super Duty, we're 60 feet long. So, of course, we're not going through the McDonald's drive-through. But I want to be able to pull over and if we want a hot meal, run the microwave, do that type of stuff. And I don't want to have to fire off a generator. I think this portable generator may do the deal. And I've got a little trick where I can go into the side with matter of fact, I've got the adapter on the website. You can see you can go 50 amps and you can do it 30 amps as well. And you can hook up a 20 amp, 10 gauge electrical cord. And I can just stick this in the bay and plug it in, run the microwave, basic stuff like that. Crossing my fingers. A couple weeks, I'll have that video out. So we'll see what we can do from that. I've got that. Let me look over here. Okay, got that. Sorry, went off camera. I've got a High Boost. High Boost contacted us with a cell phone booster, and we've toyed with that. We played with one very, very early on when we first got our camper, our fifth wheel back in 2014, and we bought the wrong one. it never worked right. So High Boost has sent us this one. It looks really good. It's reasonably priced. We've been looking for something that didn't cost an arm and a leg. So they've sent us one. We'll look at that. We'll get it installed, see how it works. If it works, you'll see a video on it soon. That's an item. Oh, Halo View. Halo View, when we traded in the Gateway and got the new Montana, our camera system went with it because it was all hardwired in. I wasn't going to take it out. Monitors, all that stuff is gone. And Halo View has come out with a new camera. And for those, and if you ever watched the video of the RD7 that I installed, because we were 40 feet long, and then we had to go another, 10 feet plus 12 feet up to the cab of the truck, and now we're encased in metal. It had a cable that you ran forward. It was a long install, all day install, to put in an amplifier in the front. Worked fantastic. It was incredible. So I contacted Halo View and said, hey, what's up? This is what I've got now. I've got a Montana. It's got a Furrion adapter on the back. Do you have an adapter for it? Do you have a wireless camera? And it's pre-wired with power. Do you have a wireless camera that I can use that will send the signal 60 feet? And they went, guess what? We're getting ready to release it next week. So I'm supposed to get that on the 20th. So I really think that's probably going to be to install that backup camera, wirelessly pre-wired, and put the monitor up front. If it takes me more than an hour, I'm gonna be shocked. And if that works, that's going to be a game changer. So I'm excited about showing you that video here in the future. Terry from Maryland, good morning. I don't know how to pronounce. Glottis 55 from Traveler's Rest in South Carolina. Oh yeah, in South Carolina. Good to see you. Good to see you. Allie, you said you're still looking for the first camper. Don't wait. Joan and I did this before I ever left consulting and started our own business. And we've never looked back. It's been incredible. Don't wait too long. Deep Nature, your Leisure Acres. Oh, I love that. Isn't that a great place? John Morris and Peggy Morris, the owners up there, the sweetest people. We love going up there. And you went to Frogtown. Make sure you go to Three Sisters. I like Three Sisters better. Make sure you go to Cottage. Those are American. And go to Serenity. Those are red blends. So for the wine folks out there, you'll love that. It's a great place to go. You'll have a lot of fun doing that. And being that it's going to be rainy today, hey, what's better? Go drink wine, right? Palmetto Cove. We'll have to give that a shot. We'll have to look at that. The Halo View, Nancy, you said you have the Halo View with the side cameras. Yeah, that's what we had on the Gateway. We may go back to that. The problem is with the Montana, we've got these little button LED lights. I'm not sure how I'm going to work that out. I got to think through that. I'm not going to do that. Hey, yeah. Piggyback said, don't forget to give me some thumbs up and some subscribes if you haven't done it. Greenville, South Carolina, been there a bunch. What video editing app do you use, Greg? We'll answer that question. I use a Vegas Pro. I'm a professional video editor. I know it don't look like it, but I did commercial TV for a while. Did infomercials and commercial TVs. I've got Premiere Pro that I use on rare occasions, but I use Vegas Pro. I think they're up to release 18 or 19 now. I got a little bit of an older release, haven't upgraded lately. I do it for speed and some of the effects that you can do. I can rock and roll with Vegas Pro, and it renders. I think it renders really nice in the video. It does a really nice YouTube presentation. So Vegas Pro, look at it, and I think you'll be happy with it. The learning curve, I would say, is medium, where Premiere Pro is quite steep, but it's not too hard. So Mike and Becky from Cartersville, another Georgian here. Good to see you. Bill Brown. Yeah, we did meet not long ago. Let's see. All right. So let's we'll do this real quick. I think that's projects. Oh, one other project is uh, if all goes well, I will be, this might be something I'm not sure that everybody can do, but I'll show you my process. You may want to go to a welding shop, but I'll probably create plans for this as well. For our new 4,500 watt gas powered generator, um, our front bay can hold one of those 5,500 watt giants, heavy giants. And I'm either going to build or have one built, a metal tray that you can slide it out. You can just open up the door, slide it out, hook it up, turn it on. It gets all out to the side for just quick, easy use when you boondock and things like that. So this old RV. It'll be a build project. I think you might find it interesting, but I'm either going to do it or have someone do it. I've already ordered the slides. Well, I think we got a few other things in projects. Travels. So let me jump over into travels here real quick, and then we'll go to some question and answers if you have some. We are going to be going to Florida a good bit this year, probably 2 or 3 times to Florida. We found a neat little campground right outside of Daytona Beach, Port Orange, that we'll be going to. If you've seen videos in the past, you see our son Joel. He and I are big hikers. Oh my gosh! I mean, if the world was perfect, he and I would be leaving next week and do the Appalachian Trail to Maine if the world was perfect. But unfortunately, neither one of us can pull away for that long. Oh, that would be heaven. I'm telling you, it'd be incredible. But he has moved to Florida. He's a restaurateur and he's down there. So don't get to see him as much anymore. So we're probably going to go down there 3 or 4 times a year. We're home on wheels. We'll go down there, spend a couple weeks, and get our eldest fix, and then do that type of stuff. So we're going to be going to Florida. So I'll be branching out in that area, looking for fun things to do. There's the beach, of course. The beach is fun. We love the beach. But there's other things. If you saw the last video, we went to the beach to see what it looked like. That was in January. But we were looking for fun things to do, inexpensive things. Look, it's so expensive. Oh my gosh, it's so expensive to travel. When we did Daytona and then went to get our camper, in 7 days, we spent $550 in diesel, and that's before it went to the prices that it's at now. So we're gonna keep our stays to 2 weeks or more over this year, just because the cost of diesel. Just because of cost of fuel. And we're still going to do what we call hub and spoke, do the 50 miles, find a place in the middle. And if we can drive within an hour, we're going to find fun stuff to do. So we're going to do a lot of that. So we'll be doing that. We're going to escape the Georgia heat. Somebody said, what's it like to live in middle Georgia? Think of walking into a hot shower with your clothes on in July. That's middle Georgia. We've adapted. We've had people that's come from, the arid climates over here, and just, you wilt. So we're going to be doing that. We're going to go up to North Carolina, up in the mountains. And I think we're going to spend July in the mountains, still trying to finalize that. That hadn't completely come through. We think we got a spot for a month, and we'll escape and do that. We're going to do Nashville in September. We're going to do 10 days in Nashville. We're going back up to Elkin, North Carolina. We're going to do that in September. And then we're going to land in North Georgia in October. And then probably back to Florida sometime after Thanksgiving, December. Not sure if our fella is going to be able to make it up for Christmas this year. So we'll probably do a trip down there for Christmas. And then for 2023, we're in the planning stage right now. We're going to do, someone asked, I'd have to go back. We're going to go out west, and we're going to do something out west. I don't know how far we're going to go. Doubt we make it all the way to California, but we're going to go out pretty far. And Joan is dying to go to Maine. And I used to do a lot of corporate work up there, and it's beautiful. So the challenge with Maine is finding something we can fit in. A lot of those campgrounds are not that long. If we had a Class A, it wouldn't be that troublesome. But with a fifth wheel, we're going to. So Max, you just asked plans to the West Coast. We're going to get we're going to go out pretty far. Like I said, I don't think we'll make it to California, Arizona, maybe New Mexico for sure, maybe some Utah. We'll see how that goes, but we'll do that in 2023. So definitely that's in the plans and starting the planning of that now. We're going to spend a lot of time out in 2023, so we're looking forward to that. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, but we're both looking forward to Maine. We'll hot shot it all the way up there. We won't make a lot of videos up there, and then we're just going to get our main fix and get it over with. So we'll probably spend some good bit of time up there. So we're looking forward to that. Just hope we can find places to fit. It's going to be fun. Going to be fun. So and we haven't been past in the fifth wheel. That is, we haven't been past San Antonio, Austin. That's as far west as we've been in that area. So we're looking forward to that and doing that. So that's travel plans. So we're looking forward to that. Let's see. We've got a few things that's coming on board here. Let's see. Terry, you're welcome. I'm glad we can do the tutorial videos. You were asking about that. You got the teardrop. Those are really fun. They're a lot of fun. And so enjoy that. Let's see what else we've got here. Mike, you asked about the West Coast plans. I shared that. Whitewater Creek Park is nice. Kevin, you'll have to share with me where that's at. I'm not sure where that's at. Connie booked our road trip from Louisiana to Maine. You're staying in KOAs. It'll be interesting. We've never stayed in a KOA. Price wise, it's been an issue. If KOAs are going to be the places to stay when we go up there, then we'll probably join their club to get some discount. They're a little pricey. We'd like to stay in family owned. I'm a big fan of that, and we love Corps of Engineer. We're big fans of both of those, so we try to do a lot of that. Highway 101, Matt, you said seafood is amazing. I bet it is. Hiking it is good too. Oh, that's awesome. I want to do some desert hiking. A few years ago, I had a corporate trip before we started RV out to Sedona, and I went up in the Painted Mountains and hiked. Oh, it was almost a religious experience. It was absolutely fantastic. It was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Loved it. Linville, Georgia, North Carolina. Yeah, I'm a big fan of North Carolina mountains. I gotta share with you. Just love them, love them, love them. Chimney Rock, all up in there. Boone, Blowing Rock, just absolutely beautiful up there. Todd, you're not late. You hadn't missed anything. You can pick this back up again. Macon Country. Matt, hey, good to see you. New truck. How many miles on the Gray Wonder? Gray Wonder is a 2014. It's a 2014. We bought our Gateway in 2014, Labor Day weekend, as a matter of fact. And I didn't have any way to get it home. The pickup we had could not pull it. It was too heavy. And I had it delivered, and it sat month and a half, almost 2 months, while I was in search for a truck. And it was easier finding trucks back then than it is now. Jerry's a bit frugal to make everything fit and do all the fun stuff that we want. So I was looking for something with low mileage. And I found this one. It was a Ford Motor Company repo. It was a guy had bought it, had it for 90 days, never made a payment on it. Go figure. And we were also looking for the basic model. We wanted a diesel. We wanted a dually. We wanted a Super Duty. But we wanted cloth seats, rubber mats, because, campgrounds are muddy, and I wanted something easy to clean up. But we changed out the radio. We'd foo-foo it up a little bit. But so we bought it. It had 11,000 miles on it. Got an incredible buy. It's almost 70,000 miles on it now, and that's all tow miles. So that Gateway had, I used to say 50,000 miles on it. It probably had about 60,000, close to 60,000 miles on that Gateway. We'd beat it to death on these highways out there. I mean, beat it to death. Slides were starting to get kind of noisy, funny sounding. I'd already replaced, leaf spring hangers. You saw the video on that. I mean, it was something. We got to the point that it was telling us, "You need to let me go." So it was time to let it go. But the Gray Wonder's awesome. I love it. I don't think I broke the motor in yet, so it works great. Grandfather Mountain State Park. Matt, thank you. Yeah, that's a beautiful place up there. Hello from Kennesaw, Deborah. Hi. Well, we lived Joan and I lived in the 80s and early 90s. We lived off of Highway 5. close to Sweat Mountain. We did our tour in Atlanta, as we say, did a 10-year tour, and now we just curse when we drive through it. Booth Bay, Maine is gorgeous. I'll add that to the list. Thank you so much. Cold Ohio, Jody. I'm sorry, bless your heart. We had 82-degree weather here yesterday in Middle Georgia. It was stunning. All the azaleas in full bloom. Beautiful, beautiful weather. Cold, wet, and rainy today. Well, what we call cold, 68 degrees. We call that cold. Shame on us, right? So Whitewater Creek Park is in Oglethorpe. Okay. All right. Great. Great. Sandy said Craig is frugal too. So we're looking forward to those travels next year. We're going to be rocking and rolling. We'll probably do some things that there's a couple spots that we love going back to that we're going to fit in that are kind of like favorites. We like the adventure and we like going to new places, but there's a couple spots that we've just built friendships. I mean, we've been doing this for almost 10 years now, and we've got great friends. We probably have more friends in our travel now than we do in our neighborhood. And it's a shame to say that, but it's true. And we look forward to going back to those places. We just absolutely love it. Jody, you're expecting 34 tonight. Bless your heart. I'm sorry about that. I just saw where some places are expecting snow. So, Cheryl, you're camping at Lake Greenwood State Park next weekend. Thanks. We'll add that on the list to check it out. Todd, downsizing from a 40-foot to a 32-foot. Oh, that's something we should share. We had a lot of comments when we bought the new Montana. Why in the world did you go from 40 feet to 42? Why didn't you go with something smaller? That's a great question for those who have asked that. And I responded to it a few times. Bottom line, we kind of don't look at this as camping. Okay, I can debate that. We're in a campground. Yes. Are we sitting out at the fire ring every night? No. Sometimes we may not even sit around the fire wing. Do we sit outside? Yeah, we do a lot. But I think our travel, some people call it glamping. I don't know that I would go to that extreme, but we think of this as a home that we just pull behind a truck. And we were looking for comfort. I'm not saying that you can't be comfortable in a 34-foot. I'm not saying that whatsoever. But we really wanted to go to the comfort area. We'd been in the Gateway, and there were a lot of things that we liked about it, and there was a lot of things that we didn't like about it. The bedroom was small, and if Joan was in one spot, one of us had to crawl across the bed to get to the to change clothes, and then you had about, I don't know, if I was to measure, a foot and a half to try to put your clothes on, and your last thing you want to be doing is, dressing in the living room. So, that's just not our thing. So we really wanted to go for comfort. Is that going to limit us in places that we can go to? Absolutely. There are places that we're not going to be able to go to. I've shared how we do our travel planning. If I'm not sure about how long a space is, I'll call the campground. Hey, we're 42 feet long, pulling it with a truck. Can we get in? The site that we're looking at is this size. Any problem with that? Any worries about the road coming in? Is there a weird bridge or someplace I shouldn't turn? It doesn't bother me to call the campground and ask them. And a lot of this stuff you can get right off the websites anyway. So, yeah, there's going to be a few spots we can't go to that we've been in the past that probably 42 feet isn't going to fit. But que sera. We're still going to have a good time. 3 inches of snow in Central Oregon, DJ. Oh, I'm sorry, man. We've already had our snow for the year. Southern Grace Lavender Farm near Panama City. Harvest Host. Oh, cool. Again, we're probably going to do some Harvest Host here in the near future, and I'm looking forward to that. There's a great Harvest Host if you're coming through Middle Georgia 75, if you're coming up from Florida and you need that overnight stay. Lane Peaches. It's a beautiful place. It's gorgeous. and they do Harvest Host, and they're sweet people. You'll just love it, and it's really, really nice. It's right at, I think, the Fort Valley exit, south of Byron, north of Cordele. So check that one out. I would recommend it. Well, we go there. We don't need to do Harvest Host there, but we just like to go and eat their fantastic peach cobbler and peach ice cream, and they got a nice little restaurant there, and they're sweet people on top of that as well. Okay. All right. No power though. You're going to have to be self-contained. Just kind of key you in on that. But Southern Grace Lavender Farm. Bill, thank you for sharing that. We'll definitely add that to the list. All right. We've been running 45 minutes here. Any question and answers for you? Kind of got projects going where we're going. Any questions? And also, Jody, you said you went from a 21-foot no slide to a 35-foot with super slide. It's awesome. I bet so. I imagine the whole world opened up, and just having that comfort is wonderful. Kevin, your wife loves what we did with the makeup counter. Didn't that turn out good? What a simple project. Now the drawer slides took a little while, mainly because I had to let paint and glue dry. I've got 4 hours into those drawers. Wasn't that bad. The makeup, I didn't even film, taking out those drawers. I just, did 2 little minutes right there. It was super easy. I had that done in 30, 45 minutes. It took longer for the paint to dry. That was something else. But Joan is just in hog heaven over that one. George, you said you have a 42 fifth wheel. Why you love the channel? Well, thank you. Thank you so much for that. Summerdale. In Summerdale, that was the Escapees Park. I believe you went to in Summerdale, George. That is right outside of Foley, Gulf Shores, Alabama. Oh man, every lot's double lot, reasonably priced. And then Fish Camp 2 in Foley, Alabama. Is that some of the best seafood you've ever eaten in your life? Man, that's incredible. Montana, Mary, you said is 37.5 and love it. Yeah. So I think there are those of us who, do the RV for comfort. And then there's those who RV for the touring and, going to the out of the way places and those types of things. Not to say we don't go to out of the way. But there's different lifestyles in here that we do. So we like to park it and leave it. And Todd's asking, Mary, do you know how much your Montana weighs? A 40-foot Cougar. We have a 40-foot Cougar. Okay. I bet they're pretty close. We're at, I think, fully loaded, 18,000 pounds. Most of your Cougars run what, 10 or 11? Something like that, 10 or 11,000 pounds. Chuck, you asked, do we have any post on inverters? I don't. Here's the reason why. Both of our campers came with good quality Magnum inverters. Isn't that crazy? The one that we bought in 2014 had a Magnum inverter, trouble-free, ran residential refrigerator on more trips than I can even imagine. I guess if I bought one, I'd buy a Magnum. They're incredible. If you just need an inverter, a good sine wave inverter, check them out. And what we have in the Montana now is a 2,000 watt Magnum inverter, and it's rock on. It does really, really good. Let's see. Okay, there you go. Mary said 13,000 pounds dry on hers. So we're a couple thousand pounds more in ours. So that, I think it's not just the 41 feet, but just all the junk that's in it. Mary, I don't know. We've got a residential refrigerator in ours. That probably is adding some weight. It's that double door with the bottom slide on it. So those things are pretty heavy. Williamsburg, Virginia. Yes. I want to go to Colonial Williamsburg so bad. I'm a huge history buff. If you look above me, there's actually 4 rows of that. Down on the far end is Jones Daniel Steele collection. Oh my gosh. And then up here is all like history. And I'm a huge, founding fathers, American history buff. I got tons of books up there when I bought books. Now I buy Kindle. But yeah, we're coming to Williamsburg. Wife won't go without her washer and dryer. Like you said, it's a house we pull with our truck. Piggyback, I understand that. We've traveled, we're coming close to the 10-year mark. We still got a little ways to go. We don't do the washer dryer. I understand why people do it, especially if you got kids or just depending on your type of travel. We've decided to use campground washer dryers. We've only had one instance, and I think we were in Arkansas, where we were staying in a Corps of Engineer park, and it had a washer and a dryer. And we ended up going and finding one of these, buff and stuff places or whatever you want to call it. But it was fantastic. We did a Google search, found the washer dryers, did 2 weeks worth of laundry in 2 hours, folded, took it back. We like going. You're going to die laughing when you hear this. We like to go to the campground laundromats. We love doing that. You meet the most interesting people, and you meet folks, and you pick up all the gossip in the campground, and it's hilarious. We love going to the campground laundromats. So again, you stuff 2 or 3 washers, 2 or 3 dryers, and you're done in a couple hours. But we got hooked on that. So it saves weight, and then it's fun as well. So that's why we don't have a washer and dryer. If you find that funny, just try it. We love doing that. Okay, there's a little chatter going on the side. I'll skip that. Let's see. Mountain Stream RV Park. Matt, I don't know where that's at. We haven't been there. Share with it. Chuck said his came with an inverter just for the fridge. Looking to add solar panels for trickle charging. Do you run any solar panels? I was getting ready to put solar panels on. I was going to put 2. I was going to put 400 watts. Just for that specific reason, just to keep the batteries capped off. I think 200 watts will do it. But we're going to put 400 watts on the gateway, and then decided it was time to trade it. I mean, we were days from placing the order. I already had everything engineered and put together. The Montana, believe it or not, came with 400 watts and a 10 MPPT charger. And look, if it's a sunny day, and we just drove 7.5 hours, and when we got to the destination, even with the refrigerator running and everything else, you can go to an app and see how much charging is going on, and the batteries were at full capacity, and they're awesome. I would have never thought that those panels would have kept we started with full batteries, but I never would have thought that it would have kept that off. Running the slides out on battery, refrigerators running. We've got hydraulic slides. They worked out with no problem. So yeah, that was a big deal. It's a big deal. And our inverter not only runs the refrigerator, but runs the TV. And then we've got one outlet in the bedroom area that's on that as well. So I don't know how much of that. Again, I talked earlier, if for those who weren't on there, we've got the new OPES, OUPES 1800 watt. They call it a battery generator, and we're going to see what that bad boy is going to do for us. And we're going to really work this thing out. We're going to wring him out and see if we can break it, and just see what it will run and what it won't run. And we're going to hook it up to the side of the RV, just like regular power, and not just put it inside the camper and put extension cords into it. I've let the folks know that we're going to give it a workout, so we'll see what's going to happen. And we've got high hopes. And then we've also got the 4,500 watt generator we can use as well. Tony Riverstone, your package is 45 feet, but this is your home now. Look, I understand that. Look, I think with 42 feet, 40 or higher, if that's going to be your home, you want space, right? For the full timers that are out there, the folks at full time, I admire the people that can full time in a van. I couldn't do it. I'd go stir crazy. But they have different lifestyles and different needs, and they're more mobile. Drive for a couple hours and climb rocks and hike and do all this, surf. Ooh, to be young again. And Joan and I back in the 70s. Do you remember, for those of you who have gray hair like me and are my age, do you remember they call it the hippie van craze? Yeah, that was me and Joan. Oh my gosh, before I went corporate and went to the Air Force, this is pre-Air Force. We got married real young. Before I went to the Air Force for 2 years, we traveled in our red Chevy van. Beach bums. Oh my gosh, did we have so much fun. So we were early van lifers. We didn't live in it, but we weekend 3, 4, 5 days, did stuff like that. But yeah, we like the space. We're with you on that. So let's see. What else do we have here? Todd lived in Williamsburg for 2.5 years. When you were with the Navy, sure. Oh yeah, I bet it is stunning out there. Okay. All right, we're going to have to close it down here in a minute. Do you have 50 amps at home? Let me answer some of these questions. Hit me with your questions, and then we'll close this off here pretty quick. Do we have 50 amps at home? Yes, I had 50 amps installed. With the gateway, it was important because I didn't have any way to keep the batteries topped off. And it's nice. 4th of July, a year or so ago, we got home after a long trip, and the main water line from the road to the house exploded. And we didn't have any water in the home for a week. And we camped out in our driveway. It was awesome. We had 50 amps and air conditioners in July. And so it has its upside. Piggyback, did you look at a Heartland when you were shopping for RVs? We did. We did. If you remember the video, it was from the Tampa show. It was between Grand Design. Grand Design? Yeah, Grand Design, A Solitude. Joan loved that. And the Montana that we got. And there's like 3 stages of Montana. We got the Montana, then you got Legacy, and then you got something else. The Montana had the exact fit and finish, and it had the colors that we liked. Construction, there's probably some debate about this, but from what I could tell with construction, they both have I-frames, and they've got aluminum construction down on the floor panels and all that type of stuff. You could see it. It was very similar. Fit and finish was similar, except for colors and things like that. So we went with that, but we didn't go with Heartland again. My Gateway was awesome. Look, Gateways, Cougars, those two, if you're looking for a mid-price fifth wheel, both of those seem to be very, very good. Let's see what else we've got. Our tow vehicle, Mary, our tow vehicle is a Dodge Bighorn 2500. Yeah, that probably handles that 36 feet quite well. Kevin Horn, did you upgrade your tires like on the Gateway? No, I haven't had to yet. The ones that I had on the Gateway were absolutely trash. Did not know it. When we bought camper, I looked at researching every single thing except for, boom, tires. I did not even think to research tires. What a horrendous mistake. Horrendous mistake. They were Tomax. I don't know if they're better. If I see a set of Tomax on anybody's RV now, I go, please, please run as quick as you can and get those replaced. If you go out and do a search on Google, people refer to them as Blowmax. We were coming from Orlando. We had taken the grandkids down to Disney, and we were going to Nashville. We were going to drop them off at our daughter's house and keep going. And on the way down, we blew one 3,000 miles, blew. And I'm religious about my tires. It blew. And then coming back 500 miles later, blew another. We were in McMinnville, Tennessee. Terrified. I was terrified to drive another inch. I started calling at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, called Bud's Tire Shop in McMinnville, Tennessee. And Bud answered the phone. And I told him what I needed. He said, what kind of tires you want? I said, I want to drag this thing through the sands of Iraq. That's what kind of tires I want. And he said, I have those on my fifth wheel. I said, I'll be there in 5 minutes. And we put just some tires on for driving a year. But I later did upgrade those to 17.5 Goodyear G114 fleet tires. We're running Salins on this one now. Everybody I've talked to are pretty happy with them. And we're going to put some mileage on them. Those Tomax, 3,000 miles, 100% tread separation on all 4 tires. Run. If you've got them, please go change them out tomorrow. Don't drive that thing with any Tomax on there. They were horrible. Horrible. Let's see what else we've got on here. Hey, Jerry, what tires came with your Montana? I think I mentioned that. There's Salins. not the Vietnamese versions. Those are the ones that the recall's going on right now. We've got the other version, whatever they are. And everybody I've talked to seems to be pretty happy with those. And we're going to run them for a while. And from there, we'll either go with Goodyear Endurance or we may go to Michelin. We'll go to one of those two. I don't know that I'll go 17.5-inch again. It's about a $4,000 upgrade. And I'm not sure I need to go that route again. Although the only problem I had with the Goodyears in 5 years was I ran over a sharp rock and cut a cord. It's not the fault of the tire. It's just, bad luck that happened. Let's see. Jody, when we brought our new rig, I just saw your tire video. New tires was the first thing we did. Very smart. I want to say these guys, I have to go back. I think they're H's. They're either G's or H's. They're 75-mile-an-hour tires, which makes me think they're H's. But I'm off on that. And the load rating is whatever H's are. They're pretty high. We're oversized for what we need. Okay. All right. We've been going a long time. We've been going an hour. Any other questions before we hang up? Let me ask you this for those who've stayed online. Do you like this format? If you like it and if it's working really well, I don't know. I guess the audio is good. I hope the video is reasonable. Jody said hers are rated at 81, her tires. Do you like this format? And if you do, yes, thank you, Mary. We'll try to do these on a regular basis. I'm not sure once a month. If I can fit them in once a month, we'll do it. And if I've got something to say and if you guys want to share, thank you, boss. I appreciate that. I'm glad you like it. $7 Ray. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Well, we'll do it again. We'll keep it. Thanks for the format. I'm glad y'all enjoy the interaction, Cheryl and Andy. I'm glad. Okay, good. Wonderful. The next time we'll try to get Joan in here too. I'm the chatty one, but she can be too. I will get her cranked up. There's no telling what she'll say. I love that girl. But anyway, thank you so much. We'll keep up the videos. We got a lot of product reviews that'll be coming on board here very, very soon. And if you like this format, I'm glad this is easy. We'll do it again. So much fun. Look, I hope that you guys are enjoying RV life. And for those of you who hadn't jumped into the deep end of the pool, do it. Don't wait. This is so much fun. So much to see. And America's fantastic. It's just so many hidden treasures out there just waiting to be found. Do it. And we hope to see you on the road. Hope to see you in a campground near us. We do have an Instagram channel. It's Instagram, iLoveRVlife. What we've decided to do is as we travel, we'll be posting on a regular basis there. So that's a good way to kind of find out where we're at and what we're doing in the immediate, because sometimes our videos are 2-3 weeks behind just because of the production schedule. But if you want to follow us, and of course, Facebook is a good spot as well. Instagram will flow over into that. So if you want to kind of follow both of those, feel free to do so. All right. How fun. I love RV life. Hope to see you guys soon.